Hey, what's up guys? George here. So I want to announce to you right now the GPM 45-1796. And how this amp got its name is my real 1966 era JTM 45 is serial number 1796. So this amp is not a replica, it's not a clone, it's not built part by part the same as this JTM 45. This is what I'm calling the Emulation Series of amps. It's an emulation because it's a circuit that I created to emulate everything that this amp does, but also has my effects loop and my new master volume. And it has switchable rectifier, tube, or solid state. And so, as has been the mandate of most of my career, what this amp does, finally, is to separate the tone of a vintage plexi style amplifier, non-master amp, from sheer volume. So this amp can do everything that this amp can do at any volume level that you need. So this concept is something I've been working on with originally the Metroplex, then the Superplex, through the DVL1, and really narrowed it down and refined it and nailed it with the Superplex Mark II models, the 50 watt and the 100 watt. And so analyzing this amplifier and the 45100 and the 68 Super Lead, taking frequency, phase, THD, all that data, and compiling it, and then creating a circuit that will do everything that this does, is where this amp really came to be. So this is a GPM 45-1796. It's the first amp in my Emulation series of amps. And this is hybrid construction. And by that I mean that it uses a turret board and hand wiring, of course. And all the main components are on a turret board, but the effects loop and the new master volume are on a PC board. So this is red on the headmaster is going to be the GPM 45-1796, and green is the original JTM 45. The tone controls are all between 12 and 1 o'clock, and the high treble is at almost 6, maybe 5.5 to 6. On the emulation amp, the master is almost dimed, and the preamp loudness is what I'm calling the gain control, is right there about 5 to 5.5. This is a little bit hotter, ever so slightly hotter than the old one, so I had to pull the gain back a smidge. So this is JTM 45 and GPM. JTM, GPM. So one of the things I love so much about the JTM 45 are the plexi cleans. And with a gain at that like 5.5 level, roll back the guitar volumes just a smidge and it's just clean plexi-ish tone heaven. And same thing with the GPM. right there at that perfect place with an amp where if I play light, then it's sort of cleanish and chimey, and if I dig in, then it kind of grunts and pushes. So. All right, so that's about 5.5. If I dime the 45 and dime the GPM, then it's really going to start to snarl. And I always have to roll some low end off when I dime it. That's the JTM, this is the GPM. Okay, so that's the maximum amount of gain. That's full frontal assault from both amps. With the GPM 45-1796, you're not tied to volume to get that level of gain. Now, I'll roll this back and... You got the same overall tonal balance, but it's missing some teeth. So there's a lot of clipping and harmonics generated in the power amp when you push the old one. And so to emulate that with the GPM, the gain control is a push-pull. And when you pull it out, there's more gain. And when you put these on the analyzer and you sweep them and you see what this is doing when it's cranked, this gain is emulating what this does. And so I'm down with the volume about 2 now. It's like talking level. So without the extra gain, it sounds good, but it doesn't sound like this does cranked. So let's pull the gain in. Now you've got all the teeth and all the harmonics back, and the sustain is there, even at just whisper low volumes. And this is my new master volume, so you've got the entire level sweep range. All right, so the next obvious thing that should come to mind is that, okay, you've added gain, so that it sounds right when it's low. When you turn it back up, then the amount of gain on tap picks up where this leaves off. And so let's get the master up, I'm on about 7 right now. We've got the gain control diamed and pulled out, so. Okay, so here's without the extra gain. Sounds like a great JTM 45, and here's with extra. There it is. So if you need authentic early plexi tones with versatility, with an effects loop and an incredible master volume, this is it for you. So these are GPM 45-1796, and these should start shipping late April, early May. They'll be on the website, metropoulos.net. Thanks.